Welcome to our first lesson in using email. This is an introduction to email by AskMrKelly.com. The first thing I want to mention are some advantages of having a web-based email account. Now, one of the main advantages of having a web-based email account is you can always take it with you, which means that you can move, you have got your email account, you can take it with you anywhere on the planet that gives you open access to the internet to go on there and access your email account, opposed to having your email through, say, an internet service provider, such as Comcast, DirecTV, or Cox.com. And the disadvantage of that is you move, you change internet service providers, you change your email account. You have to email everybody, say, hey guys, my email changed, here's my new email account, blah, blah, blah. You see how that's going to be a problem. So your web-based email always stays with you. You can take it anywhere you go. So that's a main advantage of having a web-based email account system. The next major advantage of having a web-based email account is simply the host of services. Now, I've got a personal preference, and that personal preference is Google in having a Gmail account, just simply because, as you can see, the host of free services that Google provides. Now, one of the main two features of web-based email account systems that are free across the board are a calendar system, which allows you to store events and such and keep track of appointments and so on and so forth for free, and sync those up to multiple devices and computers that you have, and also an online contact system. So let's say if you lose your cell phone and drop it in the toilet or something, well, your contact list is not lost because you have it stored on an online system like Gmail contacts or Yahoo contacts or something of the sort. So you can store people, organize them into family, business, personal preferences, what have you, and it's all online to access and get to. So those are some major advantages. And Google plays very well with others, so that's another reason I always recommend Gmail as a web-based email provider to start with. The next item I'd like to mention is the advantages of having two email accounts. Now, imagine at your front door you had two mailboxes, and when the mailman came every day, he took all your junk mail and put it into one mailbox, and all your personal correspondence mail, put it into another mailbox. Well, imagine doing that same thing with your email account, which is exactly what you can do if you have two email accounts. And as you delve deeper and deeper into the internet, you're going to find all these great free services that you want to take advantage of. But they require you to punch in your email account to give you a username and passwords and something of the sort. So one of the things you're going to want to do when you sign up for those free services is send your junk mail account. Sign up through your junk email account. And then just save another email account for just your personal correspondences. People that you hold close to your heart, that you want to keep in contact with you, or people that you've met through organizations, or you've met through meetings of the source, or met at work, and you want to have a personal correspondence. Junk email, you might just check once a month, a couple of times a month. Personal email, you check more often because there's people that you're that you hold close to, you want to keep in contact with. So that's a main reason why you would have two email accounts. And it keeps down on the junk, because the more and more services that you sign up for, and anytime you go purchase something in a store, they're asking for your email account. So it's a good idea to split those email accounts into two different accounts. And later on, we'll look at how to merge those if you wish to later on, but how to manage those a little bit better. But that is a good step towards good email management, is having essentially two accounts. Now, I know this might be a lot for you. You're just getting familiar with one account, but if you learn how to use one, you'll know how to use the other. So having two serves as a great advantage for you for those reasons that I mentioned. Lastly, we want to take a look at the anatomy of an email address. Now, as we see on the slide, which is provided to us from the great folks at gcflearnfree.com, which is an excellent resource for you to learn a host of services online for free, is looking at how our email address is created. What's the anatomy of an email address? So if we look at the username is one of the first items that we're going to be called upon to create when we are creating our email account, which we're going to look at the next lesson. Now, the second portion we're going to have is which internet service provider did we choose? Did we choose Google? Did we choose Hotmail or Yahoo? Depending on what you've selected is going to give to you your last portion of that address. So the second line, they've chose Yahoo. The first line, they chose Google, which gives you a gmail.com account. So that's going to be the end of it. The beginning of that is going to be your personal username. In some cases, it's going to contain numbers because sometimes you can't get the username you want, and it asks you to put in hints, so it gives you your zip code or gives you your birthday, things to plug in for your username. So your username at your email provider, and that's going to constitute your particular email address.